In a quiet Nigerian university town, where red dust covered the roads and students moved with hope in their eyes, there lived two lovers everyone talked about. Their names were Daniel and Rose. Anywhere you saw Daniel, you saw Rose. In the classroom, under mango trees, in the library, at fellowship meetings, they were always together. People smiled whenever they saw them. Some people even wished they could borrow their love. Daniel was a gentle young man with a bright future. His eyes always shone with kindness. He believed in love, sacrifice, and honesty. Rose was beautiful, smart in her own way, and always smiling. They prayed together, they studied together, they planned their future together. People said, "This kind love is rare." Others said, "These two will marry for sure." But behind Rose's smile was a secret nobody knew, not even Daniel. Because while Daniel loved Rose with his whole heart, Rose loved Daniel for another reason. A reason hidden behind laughter, hugs, and sweet words. Love was already standing on a weak ground, but nobody could see it yet. Daniel was very intelligent. When lecturers spoke, he understood quickly. When exams came, he was calm. Rose depended on him for everything in school. Assignments, tests, projects, Daniel helped her with all. When she was confused, Daniel explained again and again, with patience. Sometimes, when Rose was with her friends, she laughed and said, "As long as Daniel is with me, I am safe." She loved his brain, she loved his help, but her love did not go as deep as his. Daniel believed love meant giving without counting. He never complained, he never suspected her. When Rose cried, Daniel comforted her. When she failed, Daniel lifted her up. To Daniel, love was sacrifice. To Rose, love was convenience. And so, the foundation of their love was not the same. One was built with truth, the others were built with need. Yet, to the world, they looked perfect. Graduation day arrived like a festival. Parents wore proud smiles. Cameras flashed everywhere. Daniel graduated with first-class honors in computer science. People clapped loudly. His parents cried tears of joy. Rose also graduated with a second class. She hugged Daniel tightly. "We made it," she said. They promised each other marriage. They promised forever. But after the celebration ended, reality knocked hard. No job came. Days turned into weeks, weeks into months. Hope slowly started fading. 1 year passed. Daniel searched everywhere for work, office to office, company to company. Nothing. At home, his mother was sick and weak. Rose's family also struggled. Pressure grew. Love was tested. Rose became distant. Daniel became tired. But Daniel never gave up. One morning, Daniel made a painful decision. He accepted a job at a bakery. Every day, he mixed flour with sweat pouring down his face. People laughed at him. First-class graduate mixing flour? Daniel ignored them. With his small salary, he fed the house, bought drugs for his mother, and took care of Rose. He believed sacrifice would be rewarded, but destiny was already preparing a storm. One quiet evening, while Daniel was resting after a long day at the bakery, his phone rang. It was Rose. Her voice was not normal. It was shaking. "Daniel, I have something to tell you." Daniel sat up quickly. "What is it?" There was silence. Then she said, "I am pregnant." For a moment, Daniel could not breathe. Then suddenly, his heart jumped with joy. "My baby?" he shouted happily. He smiled widely, even though nobody was there to see him. But Rose started crying. "How can we give birth now?" she asked. "We are not married. We don't have money. Look at your job." Daniel tried to calm her. He told her love would find a way, but Rose said something that caught his heart. I don't want to keep the baby. I want to terminate it. Daniel stood up, shaking. He begged her. He pleaded with tears in his eyes. Please, Rose, don't do this. I will work harder. I will save for our wedding. Please. Rose did not answer clearly. She only cried. And from that moment, fear entered Daniel's heart. Rose's mother soon noticed changes in her daughter's body. Her face became hard like stone. What is this nonsense? She shouted. When Rose confessed, her mother became cruel. She insulted her every day. She called Daniel useless. She even denied Rose food sometimes, saying, Go and eat with the father of your unborn child. Rose's father felt pity. He begged his wife to calm down. He said, Let her keep the baby. But the mother refused. I have attended many weddings, she said. My daughter will not give birth out of wedlock. Rose cried every night. Her heart became confused. And slowly, her mother's words started changing her mind. Daniel decided to fight harder. He took more shifts at the bakery. Morning, afternoon, night. His hands became rough. His body became weak. But he smiled. He believed he was doing it for love. At home, his mother was getting weaker. Daniel begged Rose to help take care of her when he was not around. Rose agreed. Daniel trusted her. He believed love meant standing together in hard times, but behind his back, something else was happening. Rose's mother continued poisoning her mind. That boy will never succeed, she said. He will waste your life. The money Daniel sent for food and drugs was not used well. Some of it was spent, some was saved secretly. Rose's heart became cold. One night, she packed her bags quietly. She told nobody. She traveled to Lagos. Daniel knew nothing. Every time Daniel called, Rose lied. She's sleeping, she said. She's bathing, she said. Daniel believed her. For one full month, Daniel did not return home. He trusted Rose to take care of his sick mother, but silence started growing. Calls stopped connecting. Messages were not replied. Fear entered his heart, and destiny was about to break him completely. One morning, Daniel woke up with a heavy heart. For one whole week, Rose's phone had not gone through. No calls, no messages. Fear pushed him to act. Without waiting for permission at work, Daniel rushed home. When he opened the door, what he saw broke his heart into pieces. His mother was lying on the floor, thin, weak, barely breathing. There was no food in the house, no medicine. Mama, Daniel cried as he lifted her. She opened her eyes slowly and smiled weakly. My son, she whispered. Daniel carried her on his back and ran to the hospital. Doctors tried, nurses rushed, but it was too late. Daniel held his mother's hand as she took her last breath. Tears fell freely. The woman he trusted God and life with was gone. The burial day came quietly. Daniel stood alone beside his mother's grave. No rose, no comfort, no support. People whispered, "Where is his girlfriend?" After the burial, Daniel wiped his tears and went straight to Rose's house. He wanted answers. He needed truth. When he arrived, Rose's mother looked at him with cold eyes. She had been missing for 2 months, she said carelessly. Daniel froze. Then Rose's father came out. His eyes were red with guilt. Rose's father sat Daniel down. With tears, he spoke. He told him how Rose's mother collected the money Daniel sent, how Rose neglected his sick mother, how Rose traveled to Lagos, how she planned to terminate the pregnancy. Daniel felt like the ground was spinning. So all the money, he whispered. Yes, the man replied. It was wasted. Daniel collapsed. His cries shook the house. Love had betrayed him. Trust had killed his hope. Rose's mother came out shouting. She insulted Daniel again. Get out of my house. Stay away from my daughter. She insulted her husband too for telling the truth. Daniel said nothing. He picked up his broken heart and walked away. That day, Daniel lost his mother, his love, his peace. Daniel returned to the bakery late. The manager was waiting. Where have you been? The manager asked angrily. Daniel explained everything. His mother's death, his girlfriend's disappearance. The manager did not care. He handed Daniel a letter. You are sacked. Daniel's hands shook. As he walked out, his world went dark. But destiny was not done yet. Daniel walked out of the bakery slowly. His sack letter was in his hand. His eyes were full of tears. As he reached the gate, someone called his name. Daniel! He turned back. It was Emeka, his close friend from university days. Emeka was well dressed, confident and smiling. They hugged tightly. Emeka looked at him again and again, confused. How can a first-class graduate be working in a bakery? Daniel forced a smile. It's a long story. Emeka noticed the pain in his eyes. And Rose? Emeka asked. Daniel looked away. It's also a long story. Destiny had just stepped in. Emeka took Daniel to Lagos. For the first time in months, Daniel slept peacefully. Emeka provided food, clothes and comfort. He helped Daniel get a job in his tech company as a lead programmer. Daniel proved himself quickly. His mind was sharp. His hands were gifted. Money started coming in. Life changed. But pain still lived in his heart. One evening, Emeka entered Daniel's office. He saw Daniel holding an old photograph. It was Rose. You still love her? Emeka asked gently. Daniel nodded. He blamed himself. If I had money earlier, she wouldn't have left. Emeka warned him. A woman who lives because you are poor will live again. But Daniel's heart refused to listen. Emeka agreed to find Rose, but he had a condition. Daniel must pretend he was still poor. If she loved you truly, she won't care. Daniel agreed. They searched. Finally, they found her. She worked as a bank marketer. Faith was preparing another test. Daniel rushed to the bank without Emeka. He forgot the plan. As he spoke to customer care, Rose saw him. She ran to him, smiling professionally. When their eyes met, both froze. Shock filled the air. Rose dropped her marketing voice. She began to beg. Tears rolled down her face. Please forgive me, she cried. The past had caught up with them. Daniel led Rose quietly to his car. The sitting noise faded as the door closed. For a long time, nobody spoke. Rose was shaking. Tears dropped freely. Daniel finally asked, in a calm but broken voice, Rose, what happened to our baby? Rose covered her face and cried. I terminated it, she said. Daniel felt a sharp pain in his chest, like a knife had cut his heart. You've left my mother to die. Rose kept begging. She said her mother forced her. She said she was confused. She said she still loved him. Daniel opened the car door. Please leave, he said. Rose stepped out, still crying. Daniel drove away, anger and pain fighting inside his heart. That night, Daniel told Emeka everything. Emeka was angry. I warned you, he said. Just then, Daniel's phone rang. It was Rose. How did you get my number? Daniel asked. She said she took it from his car. From that day, Rose kept calling. Morning, afternoon, night. Daniel refused to answer. After 2 weeks, pity entered his heart. He picked up. I forgive you, he said quietly. Emeka warned him again. She knows you have money, but Daniel believed love could still win. Daniel invited Rose to his house. When she entered the mansion, her mouth opened wide in shock. So, this is where you live? She asked softly. She acted like a changed woman. She cooked, she cleaned, she behaved like a perfect wife. They began wedding plans. Daniel felt hope again, but destiny was watching. One day, while shopping in Lagos, chaos erupted. A woman suddenly screamed, You destroyed my marriage. After you took my husband from me and ruined him, you left him to die. The woman rushed at Rose, her hands raised in anger. Daniel stepped forward, pushing her back to stop the fight. Just then, another man ran forward, trying to calm the crowd, but when he saw Rose, he froze. "You again?" he whispered, shaking his head. Then, his voice trembling, he added, She buried a newborn baby alive." Gasps filled the air. People surrounded them, staring in disbelief. Daniel looked at Rose, his eyes wide, voice shaking. "Is this true?" Rose's lips shook. She shook her head, denying everything. Then a faint glow appeared, a presence, the spirit of Daniel's mother, standing silently, watching. Rose's knees trembled. The air felt heavy. She could feel the accusing gaze of the woman she had betrayed. Her lips shook as tears streamed down her face. I have to confess," she whispered. Her voice grew louder, breaking the silence. "I tried everything to terminate the pregnancy. All the drugs, all the concussions. They didn't work. I carried the pregnancy for 9 months, and after the birth, I and my friend buried the baby alive." 1 week after the incident, my friend traveled to Abuja and she was involved in a car accident. The crowd froze. Whispers rippled through the people. People could not believe the evil that had been done. Rose collapsed, her eyes wide, tears rolling down her face. Madness overtook her. Her mind shattered completely in front of the spirit of Daniel's mother. The man who had witnessed everything stepped forward cautiously. He spoke slowly, carefully. "After they buried the baby, I could not leave him there. I rescued the child. I raised him safely. The boy is alive. Daniel, this is your son." Daniel's knees buckled. Tears streamed down his face uncontrollably. He held his son tightly, feeling sorrow, relief, and a strange, healing hope. Emeka leaned close and whispered, "I told you, she could never be your wife." Days later, Rose was found dead under a tree. Love had tested Daniel to its deepest limit. He survived, carrying the pain, but also hope in his child, hope in a future he would rebuild from loss. If you got inspired, kindly share this video so others can learn. Don't forget to subscribe, likes, and comment. See you on the next episode. Bye for now.